Well, I am honored. I'm chatting with Patti Negri, Patti Negri of pattinegri.com and espsychics.com. That's right, espsychics.com. Patty is a psychic medium. She it says on your site that you're the top medium and top tarot card reader in the world. Patty, first of all, welcome. And second of all, who decides that? How does that happen?
Thank you very much for having me on it. I decide that. No, not really. I didn't decide that at all. I'm still in shock by it. Actually, it's an international contest started by this magazine publisher, Maximilien de Lafayette. I think it's been 4 years now, and I kind of worked my way up the ranks. Last year I tied with, I think, the twins, Sunhee and Shinhee, who've been on your show, for number one psychic in the U.S. This year I made number one psychic and medium and tarot reader and witch magical practitioner in the world.
That's amazing. So
I know.
Can you take us through the competition? Like, I'm surprised that's not a TV show. I'm really, because people would watch that.
I know. Well, in other countries, it is a TV show. I keep getting solicited by Ukraine. Like, not going to go spend 6 months there. They have a psychic challenge. This one really is more of a People's Choice Award. People nominate people. Anybody can nominate anybody. It's super international and it's super competitive. They do background checks because the guy who started it really loves psychics and mediums and he's a lawyer and a linguist and he writes all these books on aliens and things, but he is, against the scam artists, against the shams. And, for every real psychic, there's 270,000 scam artists, fake ones. So everybody gets checked out. If anybody says anything bad about anybody or anybody's trouble, you're then kicked out of the competition. And it's testimonials. We're not tested per se for the contest by number, but it's really is a People's Choice, but they send testimonials from all over the world. And now I think growing because of this last 3 or 4 years, I do have clients around the world. Every day I'm talking to Dubai or New Zealand or Australia or Singapore, Germany. It's fabulous. Keeping track of time gets a little rough, but it's pretty wonderful opportunity.
But, Patty, when you're talking to that many people, let me ask you this, because if obviously it gets out that you're the top psychic, top medium, the top tarot card reader. I mean, you could be doing it around the clock, but I would think you have to have a limit because it must be quite draining. Each and every client drains a little bit out of you, right?
Well, yes and no. I've been doing this a long time, and I've really learned how to not let it drain, how to work with energies. I am an energy worker, to work it through me. I work very elementally, air, fire, water, earth, very shamanistic practices in how I do it. So I really can keep myself pumped up. And I really, sadly, probably don't know how to take days off. But it makes me happy. But I don't just do this. I work literally full-time as a psychic medium. And I also work full-time. I have a production company called Brain Brew Entertainment where I produce big live stage shows for corporate companies. And then I also have full-time what I do in Hollywood, either as an actor or taking my psychic medium stuff into the realm of talk shows, reality shows, and
wow. I mean, you're not what, people say, oh, you don't look like a comic. You do not look like a psychic. You look like just a working Hollywood actor. And yet here you are voted by your peers, the top medium, top psychic, top tarot card reader. You could be, if I was to cast somebody that would play you in a movie, I maybe cast somebody like a Cheryl Ladd. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's perfect. I love her.
Yeah.
No, I would too. And I think that's actually part of not my success as a psychic, because I don't, if they see me or don't see me, my client, but I think of my visibility, of my notoriety within the town. I'm number one, I'm not insane. Number two, I'm professional. I show up on time. I'm not, talking no dead spirits instead of when they're saying action. I've got the best of all worlds. It's like, oh wow, and she makes sense, and she's sane, and she's professional, and she's psychic, and she knows how to Here, Mark, and she, and I'm not scary. And more than the psychic part is the witch part. I'm not scary. I'm not dark. I don't look like I worship devils or turn people into frogs.
Well, I will say,
magic.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I will say that is one credit that you have there that I don't see on other people's descriptions, because this is how I got introduced to you, through espsychics.com. The twins, of course, I was chatting with them. They're fabulous. Twin psychics. And you're, of course, good friends with Shinhee and Soonhee Park, the twin psychics who are amazing. But so the psychics on the website each have their specialty, and yours just happens to be all the other things that we mentioned, but white witch as well. Now, what exactly, for folks who don't know, what is a white witch?
Okay. I'm what a witch is somebody who believes in magic, who actually who does spell works and ritual and work, whether it's a very shamanistic plastic. I do many forms. I've done this my whole life. I do your basic Wicca kind of things, very elemental based. I do a lot of traditional British craft. I do a lot of Southern conjure. I do some ceremonial magic. I do a lot of folk magic, a lot similar to Native Americans. But what a witch means is that we do magic. We just okay, I want a better chance of getting this job. I want a better chance of finding love, and I will do something about it. I move energy. I work with the universe. I work with the spirits. I work with the gods to do that. The difference of a white witch and a black witch or dark witch, but I don't really use white. The girls put it there. I use the word good witch.
Oh, got it. Okay. I saw Wicked. I get that.
But because that can mean a lot of things, and it just sounds a little less racist. But the difference in whatever terms you use of good witchcraft and dark witchcraft is I won't do anything manipulative, anything that affects anybody but myself. I will do, if somebody wants a love spell, okay, I really want to fall in love. I can do a beautiful love spell. You will find the love of your life. If you want a love spell for Fred to fall in love with you, I will not do that. That is bad magic, because we don't have Fred's permission. That is now manipulative magic. That is now dark magic, no matter how sweet and lovely it seems.
Okay, so when you do a good spell, does that involve the things that we've seen in movies and television where the person has to drink something that you mixed up, or they have to sleep with something under their pillow? How exactly does that work?
Sacrificing babies. No, none of the above. Only once in a while, only a small goat. No, I don't sacrifice animals. I'm an animal advocate. I don't make anybody drink anything. I do advise a lot of water, though, because it's healthy. No, I do work with herbs. I do work with oil. I do work with energy. I will do spell workings, and a typical spell working could be a dressing of a candle, working with sigils, to anointing with oil. I do work with mojo bags. I do work with puppet dolls. I do we'll do a full spell working, dancing crazily around a bonfire and chanting. But again, it's all for good, and it's nothing manipulative towards anybody else except for me creating my own reality or doing something for somebody, again, to open up doors for them, open up possibility for them. A money spell to bring in money, but not telling, from Fred.
Right.
So yes, I do all those things. I've never had people a typical spell working. Often, I work with the 4 elements: air, fire, water, earth. Earth is your grounding, your safety. Fire is passion, creativity, your spirituality, good sex, all those fiery things. Your water element is your emotion. Think of it, water, 90% of our body, 90% of our planet, that flow. Your air element is your intellect. It's your rational brain, your thinking brain, that sense of organization. So it's finding the balance. So if I'm going to do a spell, okay, I'm going to do a money spell, for an abundance spell, whatever you need to do. We have a good full moon now. It's a good time to do it. So what do I want to bring from the air element? Intellect, some thought process. So I'm going to put something for that. I'm going to burn maybe a candle, maybe a red or green candle for the money and the fire element. And I will work with the different elements. I will work with moon cycles and with things, with a planetary aspect sometimes. Or if you need something, you just do it then and there. Often I will burn away what's in the way. So I will have somebody as simple as, okay, you're looking for a love spell. What's all the things that gets in your way? Men suck. Okay, that's a thought. Okay, I'm not worthy. That's a thought. There's nobody good. Everybody's gay in this town. Okay, write all the things that are in the way of you in love. I've I've got to lose 10 pounds. Okay, write that down, write that down, write that down. But you have to write it with passion and feel it, because that's what magic is. It's that energy behind it. It's creating that laser beam focus. So we're going to look at those words and see what silly words they are, and then we're going to burn them up. We're going to just burn them up, and we'll do it maybe with a chant or something that's building that energy, building that energy. And then guess what? You have this big old openness inside, going, wow. And all you've done so far is get rid of all the stuff that's in your way, your own little self thoughts, which are only as real as you make them and allow them to be. So now you've got this big opening. It's not because you're too fat, or you live in this town where everybody's gay, or it's because you're this, that, or the other thing, too old, too young. Now we're going to fill that hole with what do you do want to bring in. Maybe we'll do some knot magic or witch's ladders, because tying together, like just literally making knots with a string. You know how like Native American dream catchers or spider webs have that? Spirit is energy. Everything is energy. It gets caught within little knots. So maybe we'll do a witch's ladder, like, okay, he's going to have a good sense of humor. Pull that knot and breathe into it. All right, he's going to have a lovely job. Whatever you want to have, he's going to love me and pass. So we'll create that. So spell working, I've really never had anybody drink anything, but I might burn. Okay, let's burn a little lavender for lust. Okay, let's bring some cinnamon for fire and heat. Let's bring in some, mugwort, because I want to talk to spirits and to dead people. Let's bring some. So, yeah. So not a little like you see on TV, but just a very little.
Does the person have to be in the room with you when you're doing this?
No, but if it's geographically possible, I love it when they are, because they are participating. They are participating in doing it. I'm not one to say, okay, give me $5 and I'm going to go do a love spell for you, because, again, it's a big combination of energetic and magic and psychological. You have to have the aspects of everything. If I'm just going off to create something for you, you're not involved in it. If we can be live, great. But if you're in, France, we can't be live. We will do it on Skype. We will do it on the phone and work it together. I want to see that build. I want you sweating as you're thinking of what you're letting go of, or what you're bringing into it, or what you're carving into that candle. That's the passion. That's the laser beam focus of what you're creating. And when you do that, that's what spell working is. Then you can have anything. And some people don't like spell working or think it's a bad thing. Some people will use prayer. Some people will use The Secret. Some people will use, I like vision boards. There's a million paths to create it. But to me, it's all creating that laser beam focus and clarity and desire, and boom, sending it out to the universe.
I'm chatting with Patti Negri from pattinegri.com, as well as espsychics.com. She is the top medium, top tarot card reader in the States, as well as top psychic. She's a white witch, and she's just, she's not like you would expect. You hear the word witch, and you're like, oh my God. Well, it's not like that at all. As you can tell, she's completely sane, even though she's living in Los Angeles. So, Patti, what I wanted to, I was on your website and I saw that, actually, just hold that thought for a second. I just wanted to go back. I know it's hard to quantify things, but can you give us, on the average, how long does it take for the spell to work? Once the spell has happened, the person's totally passionate about it, they're with you, you do the spell. How long does it take before what they want happens? Do you sort of have a ballpark average?
If they're really ready, it starts happening right away. But again, they have to be really ready, and yes, they have to put the passion, but they have to really be ready for that shift. If they are, honestly, sometimes it starts before we do the spell. If they talk to me on Monday and it's like, okay, we're going to do this thing on Saturday or Sunday, guess what? Because of their desire, because of their determination, that's going to be out there in the ethers, out there in the universe, starting Monday before we ever even do it.
Amazing, amazing. Patti Negri from pattinegri.com and espsychics.com. She is incredible. Now, I noticed on your website that you said, and this, I have to say, it sent sort of the hair standing up on the back of my neck. The fact I have all these hairs on my neck, that's frightening in itself. But anyway, so you were saying that you were able to see things ever since you were 2 years old, that the boogeyman in the closet and the thing under your bed, that those were things that you were having a conversation with, which makes me think, okay, great. Those things really are around. So make me feel better so that I can go to sleep tonight.
Okay, but if you will look, I didn't say the boogeyman. I say the entities, the spirits. They were never scary to me. I've so created my cosmology that though they were real little things under the bed and in the closet that all little kids see, but they weren't scary. They were, I think some of them might have been alien, but that's a whole different issue.
Okay, so what did they look like? Describe to me what they look like, or was it just a feeling, or did you actually see them? What did they look like?
I would see them. I would feel them. There was one that was in my closet was almost mechanical looking, very big, very big. And a lot of mine were very little, very ethereal, almost like little light beings. That's the ones I was like looking back, 40 years later going, oh, maybe those were aliens. I don't know. Little ethereal beings. Or just, again, we create our own reality. I never allowed anything scary. I was not scared by it. I just talked to them and they would give me real information. I would astral travel when I was a little kid. I'd go somewhere with Mom going, oh, no, I was here yesterday. She's like, we have never been here. We've never been invited in. I go, well, I came here anyway on my own, out of body. The living room is blue, and the bathroom has got really ugly wallpaper, and there's purple stripes in the kitchen. And it just was part of the norm. I did my first séance when I was 7. I'd just been talking to dead people so long. I wanted to come up with I don't even know if I knew what a séance was, but see, I believe we have it all in us. It's like how animals know how to take care of their babies and humans to some extent. It's in the bloodline. It's in our ancestral memory, whether you think it's a past life thing or it's just part of the essence or the great consciousness. When I was 7 and I went into my little suburban hallway to call up dead people, I came up with chants that just came out of me, these beautiful words, these beautiful calling, and then my windowless, lightless hall filled with lights. It's like, okay, yeah, it's real.
Wow. And so if you say that everybody has this within them, that they can do it, what is your suggestion to them to tap into it? And again, we're saying this is a good energy. We're not saying you're going to do it and all of a sudden now you're like, oh, great, I've got Jack the Ripper standing in my living room. Now what do I do?
Right.
But if you want to tap into it, what do you do?
I do. Again, everybody has different levels. I think just like some people can study piano their whole life and be mediocre at best, somebody can never have a lesson and play Mozart at 3 years old. Some people have stronger vision, clairvoyance, sight, gift, whatever you want to call it, than others, but we all have it, and I really do believe kids really have it, and it gets taught out of us, especially in modern culture, especially in Western culture. But if you want to develop it, it's just, number one, that choice, the thought I want to develop it is great, and then start being aware of what's around you. There is 1,000 techniques. You want to go real New Agey and crystals, go New Agey. You want to go Old Agey and get into ritual, different belief systems, different cosmologies, different religions, the spiritualist movement of this. I kind of have studied everything my entire life and thrown it all into one great big cauldron and pull from the best. I make stew. It's like, oh yeah, this part of Zen Buddhism would work right here. A little bit of conjure magic will work right here. I want to work with these spirits, and this spirit looks like he's Asian, so I'm going to go a little Tibetan. Okay, because again, when you know how to cook all sorts of things in the magical world, not in the kitchen, not good in the kitchen, you really can. But and then again, whether meditation is a good way, working with breath. My favorite thing to do is what I call dream school. Put a glass of water by the side of your bed when you go to bed. Mm-hmm. And don't drink water by your bed. Does everybody know that? Because all those studies that they've done, literally, and these are scientists, not crazy woo-woo people, like literally, if you're angry by water, it changes the molecular structure. Loving by water. Water is an attractor, an enhancer, an amplifier. So put your drinking water a little further away or in a sealed bottle or with a plate over your glass. But for dream school, put it right next to your bed. And when you go to bed, whoever you believe in, God, spirit, higher self, consciousness, your spirit guides. Just say, I want to enroll in dream school. I want to develop my psychic ability. I want to get to know my spirit guides. I want to talk to dead grandma. I want to know what dress to wear tomorrow. For that, it could be real world, mundane world questions or spiritual growth. And then go to sleep like normal. At first, you may or may not notice, when you first wake up, may or may not notice any information. Oh, I know the meaning of life now. But it starts to happen. And if you have a regular set time that you get up in the morning.
What starts to happen?
Okay. So let me go to. You start expanding. Because what you're doing is you are giving consciousness, you are giving spirit, God, universe, whatever, permission to download you the information of the past, the present, the future, while you're asleep, which we do anyway. But while that right brain, that rational thinking brain, isn't in the way, going, oh, that can't be true. Oh, that's just a silly dream. Oh, no. How would great grandmother be? That little side of our brain, that left brain, go, no. So it allows you to download. And if you have a set time you usually get up in the morning, set your alarm for 10 minutes before. Like, I always get up at 7. So set your alarm for 10 minutes to 7. When that first alarm goes off, before you go, oh, I have to get up and get off my day, go, oh, wait, I don't have to get up for 10 minutes. Hit the snooze button and go, okay, God, higher self, spirits, give me clarity, focus, and direction for today. Open up my third eye for today. Drift back to sleep because you haven't really woke up. And then when you wake up in 10 minutes, guess what? You are going to have clarity, focus, and direction, or a little bit more wisdom to take you through the day. It's like magic. It is magic. It's crazy. Try a glass of water, and then the water will taste horrible. So pour out the water or water a plant. Actually, plants like that kind of energy that's been brought into it. It's nothing negative for a plant. But don't drink it. And then, again, since it's been $0 and zero time out of your day, literally just the time that you're asleep, then commit 2 to 3 minutes to yourself, 2 to 3 minutes before you get up. Did I dream? Did I not dream? I don't remember. Did it make sense? What's my emotional state? And then journal. Not like 10 pages, artist way, 2 to 3 minutes. Let free-form writing, don't censor yourself. At first, you may not know what to write. I don't know what to write. Here's my shopping list. Patty's crazy. She doesn't know what she's talking about. But guess what? It's going to start to flow out of you, often almost like automatic writing. And all of a sudden, things just start expanding. 2 to 3 minutes a day. And sometimes, if you're a real visual, draw. You don't feel like writing, get a box of crayons, get some colored pencils or some colored pens, and just like, wow. And you'll notice, wow, look at today, I'm doing fiery colors, reds and orange. Ooh, that's that south, that fire energy. Or look at, I'm doing airy colors. It's going to be a thinking day. Or earthy colors I'm drawing with. Ooh, I need some grounding today. I need some safety. I need to be focused and balanced. And it's like, talk about psychic development on steroids. It's amazing. Also, a little glass of water by the side of the bed and 2 to 3 minutes focusing in the morning. And I wrote an article a year ago in American Psychic Magazine. And just because this is something that worked for me, I thought I'd tell people about it.
Right.
Within weeks, I was hearing from people, again, all over the world going, oh, my God, now I know what this thing I've been thinking for 14 years meant this, and now I could talk to my spirits. Now I know my spirit guides is, and we have all this from a glass of water.
Incredible.
So that's a really good way to start.
Okay, but the one thing I'm confused on, because you said just before that, so I get that about having the glass beside the bed. What do you call it? You call it the dream, what is it?
I call it dream school.
Okay, dream school. I like that, dream school. Okay, but before that, you said don't have the water beside the bed because if you're angry, if you're sad, the water magnifies that. So I'm not...
No, I said don't drink the water.
Oh, don't drink the water.
If you're drinking water, a lot of people like water by their bed, and everybody almost goes, but it tastes icky in the morning. They just think it got dusty or something overnight. No, it didn't. It's collected everything. Emotions, spirits, entities, thoughts, dreams have all been pulled into that. So for the dream school, you're giving it a purpose. Again, like that laser beam focus, talking to whoever you believe. Okay, this water is going to help direct me into dream school, and it will work as such.
Okay, so if you have that glass of water by the bed and it's for dream school, but you wake up in the middle of the night and you're kind of thirsty, should you go and get another glass of water, or can you take a sip of that glass of water?
You can take a sip, but I would recommend against it. I would say have a second glass of water a little further away, even 4 inches further away.
Okay.
Maybe have a bottle of water where the lid closes. Maybe have that glass a little further away, and there you put a little plate over it so it doesn't collect as much.
Amazing. Now, for folks that are hearing this for the first time, I know this is different. This is unique. But I am chatting with someone who was voted by her peers, okay? Top medium, top tarot card reader, top psychic in the world. So Patti knows her stuff. And I know you've got a really, really busy schedule, Patti, so I won't keep you much longer. I think we'll end on the dream school lesson because that's fascinating. But would you please tell folks how to get a hold of you? I'd love to chat with you another time, but can you please tell folks today how they can get a hold of you? Because like you said, you've got clients all over the world, but how can they reach you?
Okay, the easiest way is through my website, pattinegri.com, PATTINEGRI.com. From there, you could find my Facebook, so like me on Facebook, friend me on Facebook, Twitter, all that social media stuff we just have to do. My phone number's there, my email's there, which is Patti@pattinegri.com. Also, for like ES Psychics, if you just have short little questions, versus like I'm going to hire Patti for a half-hour session or an hour session. When I sign on to ES Psychics, that's a place, I have 5 minutes, I have a question. I have 10 minutes, I have a question. That's what's so brilliant about Soon-Hee and Chin-Hee's site. It's not a big commitment of time, of anything. It's like, okay, I'm going to call up, and it calls me up, and we talk. And you could pick the person you want to talk to on the site. It's pretty wonderful.
It's amazing.
I'm so easy to get a hold of. I've written on every bathroom wall across. No, but really, Google me. I don't know. Go to my website.
You're phenomenal. Your credits are astounding. Like you said, you act as well. I didn't even get a chance to ask you about all the people that you've worked with, but maybe I'll ask you about one because he's on one of my favorite shows, Ray Donovan. What is John Voight like?
Oh, John Voight! Wow, what a magical guy! He it was several years ago. It was probably 20 years ago now. I worked with him, and he's a really spiritual dude.
Really?
I had no idea. Yeah. I don't know if he is anymore because I'm talking probably close to 20 years, if not 20 years ago. But I did a film with him, and I was just enamored how attached to spirit he was, how in the moment he was. Sweet guy, approachable guy, really nice guy. I have nothing but positive things to say about him. And weird, wild, wonderful.
Wow. Well, let's end on that great note. I mean, it's all been a terrific note. Patti, you just, you have an amazing energy, and you're just a fountain of information. And I will definitely be getting the word out about you. But again, folks, if you want to get a hold of Patti, she's very, very busy, but she's super organized. So she can definitely make time for you. It's pattinegri.com, PATTINEGRI.com. I'll have all the information on my website too. I'll have Patti's links. And like she said, if it's just a 5 or 10 minute slot that she can get you in, espsychics.com. You want to shoot Patti an email and she'll get back to you. Patti, all the best of luck this year. You're just a doll to talk to. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. What a great opportunity. You are a doll, so thank you.